Nico Navy returns. And Rob has to pick a new cat. We got farther.
Yes, so this is the one.
Yeah,
You can see the
Chiyoko.
special, yes. Okay,
Get to see what their special is at some point.
Because I was thinking that when you destroyed your first power-up toothpaste or whatever it was, that's when you got it.
Oh. I think that's the ring around you. I don't think that's a shield like we kept saying.
Yeah, that's what that is. I think that power-up thing refills it.
Oh, okay.
Like one shot fills it. What?
Whoa. That is a screen clearing one.
Yeah, it is. All right, so I don't know which one I like more, the green or the blue or the red.
Right.
Because that red one fires at all of the bullets on the screen as well.
Yep.
But this blue one, while the special's really good, the blaster itself doesn't seem as potent.
Right.
All right. Let's see. Well, let's take a measure on it and see how it does against the boss.
Yep.
Okay. Where are you? Oh, that does the thing against the bullets too.
Okay.
Maybe all of them clear bullets?
Yeah, maybe.
All right, here we go.
But it definitely seems like it's because of all that spread, it's not as strong overall.
Right. There you go. Fixed.
And even 1,000. Yeah, I decided to mix my remaining banana into the habanero one.
It's good.
Yeah. That way I have only one glass over here instead of two.
All right, here we go. So, this one has a really good screen clearing special. But see, like, it's still giving me power-ups, though.
Yep.
All right.
Nice, you just made it in there.
A little fidgety just because of yesterday driving like 7 hours.
What's going on?
Yesterday at work, I had to drive near Lansing, Michigan. Drive to near Lansing, Michigan, and with the traffic and stuff came back, it was like 7 hours, 7.5 hours.
Yeesh. Ooh.
I had to do it.
Yeah, so that's its weak point, is when you get the stack dropped on you.
And see, I'm guessing that you're I thought I made it.
Yeah, so did I.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Is this cat actually larger than the other ones, too?
Yeah, I think he's fatter.
Okay. Nice, you still did it, though. Rob and I were talking a couple days ago. I just want to put this out there for all the wonderful, talented, and smart people who know how to do things like this, but I'm getting ready to play Red Dead Redemption on the PlayStation 3. Oh, what happened?
Whoop. I looked at the wrong part of the screen.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, I looked at the wrong part of the screen.
And we were talking about how we just need people to to figure out a way to hack the ROM for that game or something so that you don't have to watch the skin animation every single time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I am one of those people who did not like Red Dead Redemption 2.
Well, was that the game that you had just a hard enough time even getting to play, right? Or was that something else?
That was the first one, the first Red Dead Redemption. I didn't play, and it was of no fault of mine, nor like the enjoyability of the game.
Mm-hmm.
It was Red Dead 1 is do you know the scene where the chain gun pops out at the top of the wagon?
Mm-hmm.
3 times in a row, the game crashed right there for me.
That was on an Xbox, right?
Yep.
Yeah, because I think I remember you telling me that because I play on PS3, so for that game at least.
Yeah, and that's when I honestly stopped there, and everybody's like, you were really early. I'm like, yeah, I don't feel like playing that intro for the 3rd time, thank you.
So let me ask you this question, because this is something I've been thinking about lately. There are some games... Oh, you're going to death. His flag means death.
I'm going to go with Miracle.
There are some games, just a couple, that part of the enjoyment I get out of them is, oh man, if only this person were still around and I could share it with them. So I've had a couple of things like that. The first 2 that come to mind is
Oops.
I had just finished playing the Ezio trilogy for Assassin's Creed, and I wish my grandmother on my stepfather's side was still around to see that game. She was born to Italian immigrants, and just seeing ancient Rome and every place like that there, and hear them pretty accurately speak the language just looks a lot harder.
It is. Oh my god, those are way bigger.
Yeah. I just think that's something she would love. And then in the case of Red Dead Redemption, my grandfather on my mother's side was super big into everything Western related. And I feel like he would just be like, oh my god, you don't even have to play the game. You could just live in the Western motif in this game,
Right.
Like, oh, I could go do that mission, but you know what I'm going to do? There's a little town over here. I'm just going to play poker.
Well, I mean, everybody... Let me take those. Everybody really liked Red Dead 2, and I couldn't get into it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would love a patch to take out the incredibly mundane stuff in there.
Sure. Yeah, that's one of those things. That's, I think, how I kind of came about my way of cheating on games when I revisit them, is that, I think we might have discussed this before, but in short, the way that I end up cheating is I will look for a way to save time with it. Like, if there's something grindy, I'd rather avoid the grind. And I find that it doesn't actually make the game easier, but it does save me time.
Like, what do you mean, does it make it easier?
Well, I'll give you a pretty classic example that I run into a lot. If I were playing a Final Fantasy, for example, the way that I'm going to cheat if I revisit a Final Fantasy is absolutely money. I am going to just be like, give me infinite cash, get to the next town, buy the top equipment, instead of just walking around that town in circles. And the way that it actually will sometimes make it harder is because I'm not grinding for cash, I'm not getting those levels. And so all of a sudden I'm playing this game under-leveled, which is a huge challenge, So it's RPGs that it mostly happens with.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like, I was just complaining about Starfield. and how that could benefit from a few time-saving mods.
Yeah.
I hope this doesn't contend the way it looks like it's gonna contend with PS4 and Xbox One in the future. The whole like DLC thing and needing X amount of whatever it is to finish the game.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Rob's been talking about that game. He is not happy with it.
Oh, Starfield?
Yep.
No, I am not. Oh, sorry, I gotta stretch my back. Give me 1 second.
Sure. Maybe you shouldn't be joyriding for 7 to 8 hours.
Yeah, right?
Now that is something I could never do. I can't drive, or let me correct that. I don't know if you deal with this or not. I would assume you don't because you're a driver, but being a passenger in a car for a drive that's more than 30 minutes, I get super sleepy. If I'm driving, that doesn't happen unless if it's a drive for like more than 3 or 4 hours. At that point, it's just you're sitting there, you're not getting that circulation. Hopefully the weather is cool and keeping you awake, but...
Well, it also depends on the type of road you're driving down.
Okay.
Because if you're in the middle of nowhere, you have nothing to train your eyes on. Because one of the things you want to not do is give yourself tunnel vision.
Yep.
But if you're in the middle of nowhere, you don't have anywhere interesting. Sorry, I had to get up and grab some water real quick. You don't have anywhere interesting for your eyes to go. So what you're doing is you're just kind of looking around a horizon that doesn't have anything interesting for you to focus on.
Yeah, right.
And when it doesn't have anything interesting for you to focus on, your eyes start to do that like blurry tunnel vision thing. And then once it does the blurry tunnel vision thing, unless you can correct it, like you're going to probably fall asleep.
Yep, sure.
But yeah, I just drove. It was 3.5 hours to there, and it was 4.5 back because of traffic.
Ugh.
And it was just by the very end, like I was trying to drive to get back because for whatever reason, like I keep getting, TGIF. Thank God I'm fucked Fridays because I can't seem to get out of work earlier than 8 p.m. on a Friday. And
Really?
I'm like, guys, I tried to schedule Baldur's Gate 3 on a Friday so it wouldn't interfere with anything else.
Right.
But then I'm not getting home until 8:30, 9 o'clock on a Friday, and like just screw myself even more there.
Yep. Do you ever, as a passenger, do you ever get car sick?
If I read or look at my phone too long.
Interesting.
Yeah, but like I know people who can sit there and read an entire book in the car and be fine.
Yeah.
I cannot. If I read or look at my phone too long, I will get car sick.
I don't know if I do because I tend not to do those things. What I do remember, though, is I think there's a bunch of these, but I could be wrong about that. There is a little kid's sort of... Yeah, you got stuck there.
Oh, yep. I looked in the wrong spot again.
There's like a little kiddie Six Flags called Santa's Village.
Yeah, it's in Elgin.
Right. I think there's others around the U.S., but I could be wrong on that. And I remember as a little kid, I had to be like 4 or 5 years old, just getting to that point where you're telling them, even as a kid, you got to pull over.
Right.
That was the only time that happened to me. I did have the classic date threw up in the car situation once.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know if I ever told you that.
No, you didn't.
It was... It was the bad luck car I had. So Rob knows what car I'm talking about. There is the only time I've ever had a brand new off the lot car. I was super proud. This happened... This happened about 12 months after I had bought it, not knowing that in another 6 months I would end up getting in a car crash that would total it.
Right.
But so, yeah, she wanted to go out to your classic bar that you can go dancing at and stuff like that. And she had an issue with the fact, and I get it, like, this isn't me picking on her or anything like that. She had an issue with, she liked to go out and drink, but she wasn't comfortable with the fact that I wasn't also drinking. And I think there's kind of like a defense mechanism thing there, which, again, that's why I'm not making fun of her. I get it. And, like, you know, that's how it is. So I knew she liked to do this, and it's like, well, what's the point of me going if I don't drink? And so we decided, okay, we're gonna do that classic thing, and I am going to. Yeah, you got stuck again.
Whoops.
Well, actually, you know what? That's a pretty long episode. We've just got one more that we would do for this game. So I'm going to have everybody on the edge of their seat about people throwing up in my car.
Excellent.
See you guys.
Bye.